Do you think people who are served by community groups, like your organizations, the bishop and yourself, do you think they get help from more comprehensive government programs like food stamps or housing support?
Some of it is injurious to them.
You don't call
I don't. Some of them get help, some of them don't.
But they're not counterproductive programs in your mind, are they?
Some of them are counterproductive. Some of them.
Are food stamp programs
Time for the gentleman's
counterproductive?
expired.
I can take you to some restaurants right near here where a young couple who's on heroin is standing there selling food stamps right now to
what
get
would you do? And what
cash
would-
to sell drugs. Am I right?
No,
Chuck?
Yes,
time for the gentleman's
absolutely.
expired. We've got a lot of members in the queue for questions. Mr. Rokita.
Thank you, Mr.
Am I right?
I thank the chairman. Mr. Woodson, do you want to continue responding? Anything else you wanted to say about that matter?
About what?
Mr. Woodson, over here, sir.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Anything else you want to say about that matter before I go on with my questioning?
No, I'm fine, but I just think that you need to leave Congress and come with us sometime and witness firsthand people standing in restaurants with a 5-year-old, tracks in their arm, with food stamps, selling them to get money so they can buy more drugs, and the child is hungry.
Thank you
To
very
a
much.
person like that, just giving them more food stamps is injuring them with the helping hand. They need the kind of intervention as a precondition for getting help. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you very much, Mr. Woodson. Your testimony is compelling. I want to associate with Vice Chairman Price regarding the purpose of this hearing. And first of all, let me thank the witnesses for each of your testimony. Pardon me. We've got the gentleman from Georgia's heading away. He doesn't mean to do that. But your excellent work from each and every one of you. I found it odd, the questioning to Mr. Woodson a couple questioners ago. It doesn't matter what percentage your budget comes from, government-wise or not. It could be 100, it could be 75, it could be 15. This is all about, as Mr. Price said, a better way of doing it, getting a better result. Because if the goal is getting people out of poverty, why wouldn't we spend money on what works instead of 50 years of spending money on unreformed programs that have given us the highest poverty rate this country has ever seen? And so I thank the chairman for his leadership in holding this hearing. I want to make a few points. A lot of mention was made of cuts to Medicaid and cuts to food and nutrition programs. I want to first say that these programs have been bumped up over the last few years from the stimulus bills and other things greatly over the last few years. And in fact, in Medicaid alone, this year we're going to spend $300 billion, roughly, $300 billion on health care for the poor. It's going to go up 10% next year and continue to go up. In food and nutrition, we're going to spend $100 billion this year and more next year. With that kind of money, I could build you the pyramids 100 times over. It's not about more money, and that's why it's so refreshing. You're such a breath of fresh air, has been said here up at the dais. It's about effectively using the money and directing it where it needs to go. You know, I'm chairman of the subcommittee on K-12 education in the full education workforce committee, and have a little bit of experience on Head Start program and some other things. I want to just say for the record, in the time I have remaining, that research shows that education is an important component of upward mobility. Do all the witnesses agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. We have doubled per pupil expenditures in elementary and secondary education over the last 25 years, while the achievement gap has widened.
That's right.
To my same point about Medicaid and food nutrition. In higher ed, tuition and fees at public four-year colleges have increased 51% over the last 10 years, and federal student debt has surpassed $1 trillion. Between 2002 and 3 and 2012-13 academic years, federal aid increased 105%. So while I think we all agree that education is essential to upward mobility and prosperity, we can see that a heavy-handed federal response to poverty only exacerbates the problem. And as much as I take quotes from Mr. Woodson, your quote, Bishop, about that a government program can't produce a bond, can't produce a relationship, I think is right on. And that's why the community programs that you're doing work so much better, it seems, than an unelected, unaccountable bureaucrat who can't possibly, in any universe, care more about the people you serve than you do, that we should all be doing. For example, going back to education, the federal government is spending $8.6 billion on Head Start in 2014. This program has been said designed to provide early childhood education to 3- and 4-year-olds, demonstrates a less than impressive return on investment. According to the 2010 Head Start Impact Study, Head Start had little to no benefit for cognitive, social, emotional, health, or parenting practices for its participants. This is by an audit of the program. The third grade follow-up to the study, for those third graders who started out under Head Start, are now in third grade, released in 2012, found few residual benefits to the Head Start participation. Point being, your work is great. Please adapt to it.